Imagine two people. They earn the same salary, live in the same city, pay similar bills, and start with the same amount of money. 10 years later, one of them has built wealth, investments, and financial freedom. The other is still living paycheck to paycheck. What happened? Did one of them work harder? Not necessarily. Were they smarter? Probably not. So, what's the difference? The answer is something almost nobody explains. Not in school, not at work, not even in most finance videos. It's an invisible system that quietly determines where your money goes. And once Steve discovered it, he stopped looking at money the same way forever. This is Steve. Steve is responsible. He pays his bills, shows up to work, tries to make good decisions. He's not reckless. He's not lazy. And yet, every month felt strangely similar. Money came in, money went out. Repeat. Year after year. Nothing terrible happened, but nothing amazing happened either. Steve wasn't moving backward, but he definitely wasn't moving forward. And that's exactly where millions of people get stuck. One afternoon, Steve met an old friend, someone he hadn't seen in years. They grabbed coffee and started catching up. Same age, similar jobs, similar backgrounds. Yet somehow, their lives looked completely different. His friend talked about investments, savings, future plans, business opportunities. Meanwhile, Steve was still hoping his next paycheck would last until the next one arrived. Driving home that evening, Steve couldn't stop thinking about it. How could two people start in similar places and end up in such different situations? That's when he began searching for answers. Most people think money works like this: earn, spend, save what's left. Sounds logical. It's also why so many people struggle financially, because the money system that actually creates wealth looks different. Earn, keep, grow, then spend. Steve had spent years operating in the first system. The system everyone around him followed. Paycheck arrives, expenses happen. Whatever remains becomes savings. Usually nothing remains. The wealthy often reverse the order. And that tiny difference changes everything. Steve imagined money as water. Most people have one bucket. Everything goes into it: rent, food, shopping, entertainment, subscriptions, travel, everything. The problem? When every dollar sits in the same bucket, it disappears without a purpose. So Steve created separate buckets: one for spending, one for savings, one for investing, one for learning, one for opportunities. And suddenly something changed. His money finally had directions instead of wandering around aimlessly. By the way, if you've ever looked at your account and genuinely wondered where all your money went, you're definitely not alone. That's exactly why this channel exists. Simple stories, simple money lessons, no fake millionaire promises, no complicated financial language. Just practical ideas that real people can actually use. If that sounds useful, consider subscribing. Now let's get back to Steve, because this next lesson surprised him the most. Steve believed he had an income problem. Many people do, but after tracking his finances, he realized something unexpected. Every time his income increased, his lifestyle increased too. Better phone, better subscriptions, better gadgets, better everything. And somehow, the bank account stayed exactly the same. This trap has a name: lifestyle inflation. Most people never notice it happening because each upgrade feels reasonable. But together, they quietly consume every raise you get. Then Steve discovered a rule, a surprisingly simple one. Every time his income increased, he would automatically send a part of the increase somewhere else. Savings, investments, skills, anything that improved future Steve's life before he had a chance to spend it. This felt strange at first. because he never felt richer. But a few months later, he realized something. For the first time in years, his net worth was growing. Here's something nobody told Steve. Money loves systems, not motivation. Motivation comes and goes. Systems stay. Most people wait until they feel disciplined. But Steve learned that discipline is unreliable. Good systems remove the need for constant discipline. Automatic transfers, automatic investing, automatic saving. The less he relied on willpower, the better his finances became. This was Steve's favorite discovery. He created something he called an opportunity account, a separate place for unexpected chances, a course, a side business, a useful tool, a networking event. Most people miss opportunities because they don't have money ready when opportunities appear. Steve wanted to be prepared, and over time, this account became one of the smartest financial decisions he ever made. Before Steve asked, "Can I afford this?" Now he asked, "What is this costing future Steve?" Those questions sound similar. They're completely different. Most purchases are affordable, but not every purchase is useful. Not every purchase creates value. And once Steve started thinking long term, his decisions changed naturally. Not because someone forced him, because they finally made sense. Eventually, Steve realized something important. The money system isn't designed to make you rich. Stores want you spending, apps want your attention, advertisements want your impulse, subscription companies want you forgetting. Everyone benefits when money leaves your account. So, if you want wealth, you need a system that works for you, not against you. And that's exactly what Steve started building. The people who build wealth aren't always smarter, or luckier, or more talented. Many of them simply have better systems, a system for saving, a system for investing, a system for learning, a system for spotting opportunities. Small systems, repeated for years. That's the money game most people never learn. So if you've ever felt like money comes in and immediately disappears, remember Steve. His biggest breakthrough wasn't earning more. It wasn't finding a secret investment. It wasn't a lucky break. It was understanding the system. Because once you understand the system, you stop fighting your finances and start directing them. If you enjoyed Steve's story, hit the like button and tell me in the comments, what's one money system you wish you had started years ago? Saving, investing, budgeting? I'd love to hear your answer. And if you want more practical money lessons, relatable stories, and simple strategies that actually make sense, subscribe and join us for the next episode. Because wealth isn't usually built through one big decision. It's built through systems most people never notice.